All right. What's up, Josh? Appreciate you being here. I know we just launched a new property with you in South Haven, Michigan, and wanted to ask you a couple questions on your experience so far. Cool, man.
Sounds great. Yeah, super excited about the whole experience.
Awesome. Well, yeah, number one, I would be curious, what were you most nervous about when it came to Airbnbs prior to us teaming up on a deal together?
I had looked into building or getting an Airbnb, and I think the hardest thing for me was understanding how to know which property was going to be the best deal and how to confirm that I was actually going to be profitable. There's so many different parameters that you can look at when you look at a system like AirDNA that you just get stuck in analysis paralysis. And the philosophy that you guys have of how you just are able to streamline that approach by looking at a comparable that has the same bedrooms, bathrooms within a certain distance of you, and then make sure that you meet or exceed them in design and amenities is flawless. I mean, it's so simple. It takes all of the other analysis that you get stuck analyzing, like markets and all that other information into account, and really helped streamline my decision and take me out of that analysis paralysis stage in order to simply just make ex or to execute.
Gotcha. Okay. Yeah, I know, without having proper data and good data to make decisions, it can be tough to make them. So that makes sense. Cool, man. Yeah, I mean, next question I would have for you would be, what do you think might have happened if you tried to go after a property alone?
So I did try to go after one alone about 2 years ago, and I got totally stuck. I was not confident enough to move forward on a project um, because, like I said, I just wasn't sure that I was going to perform. And this is not a small investment. It's not an arbitrage deal where you're basically just signing up for a little lease and you're furnishing a property. This is buying a house, and even though you're buying the house, if it doesn't succeed, for you to sell the house, you then have to pay all of the seller commission fees and buyer commission fees for the agents. So you're going to lose money on the deal, and quite a bit, right? When you're talking about a house that's, $500,000. So, um, without you guys, I don't know if I would have done this. But I'm very happy that I found you and I did do it and I got through that phase. And I'll even say, from the point of even if I did buy a property, getting it launched, I don't know if I would have landed the property that I did. I don't know if I would have launched in the status that I did because you guys set me up with a designer. You guys set me up with a criteria of how to design the property, what to look for, what to pay attention to, what amenities are a must, what are a plus. You guys really ironed all of this out for me, and just gave it to me really simply. And it was a plan to go and execute. And it was easy. It was great.
Awesome, man. Super, super cool to hear that. So, yeah, I guess, let's jump into it. So tell me what happened. What has the first, you went live, what, 5 days ago?
5 days ago. Yep.
Okay. So yeah, I mean, tell me, what's happened since you launched? What is these first 5 days? What have the first 5 days looked like?
Insane, to say the least. $10,000 a day in bookings. We're 5 days in and we're at $45,000 in bookings. I have another inquiry currently for $3,000 more. So we're basically tracking at almost $10,000 a day. It's been insane. I already had a one night stay and I actually got my first payout already from Airbnb, which has been amazing being live for less than a week. I did have a slight issue with the first guest. There were a few ants in the property, but it was really awesome to be able to experience that with only a one night stay. And every second of the way in these first 5 days, every comment I've gotten from a guest or someone inquiring to stay, or any question I've had of how to deal with a situation, I've put it in your chat. You've responded within, man, I'd say 2 hours at max on everything, a lot of things within 15 minutes, regardless of the time of the day. And it's just made this such a seamless experience. I felt very comfortable this entire time. I felt supported the entire time. I don't feel like I'm doing this alone. And it's been awesome.
Awesome, man. Yeah, 48,000. Is that in owners payouts or is that in like total gross booking volume?
No, so that is in my payout, which from my calculation with fees from Airbnb and taxes, it adds 20%, pretty flat, like 19.5, I think. So, 45,000, add another 11,000 to that. So it's like 56, 57,000 in total guest paid dues.
Awesome, man. That's tremendous. That's that's really cool to hear.
Yeah,
So
it's incredible.
yeah, I'm pumped for you. What I guess yeah, tell me this, what do you think? I know you've made, a couple comments so far around the support and help, but what would you say is like just the most helpful process or most helpful part of the process, that you've had up to this point?
I think that there's two pieces. One is going to be the vault. It is just an incredible, I'll say three actually. The vault is one, an incredible wealth of knowledge in there that can be referenced at any time. I've definitely gone in there and watched a few videos multiple times just to refresh myself as I'm making changes in like automated messages. What is Charles's philosophy of why he's doing it? When I'm making a change, just to re-understand like is my change going against the philosophy, does it make sense? The second thing is definitely the chat is phenomenal. I mean, the fact that you guys respond as quickly as you do is top notch. I mean, it is 5-star service all day. It doesn't matter if it's a Saturday, a Sunday, a Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, you guys are on there all the time supporting all of the people that you're working with. And it's also a community, getting to see all of the different things that are happening with other guests as well has been great. Um, and then the chats, the conversations, jumping on calls with you guys, and being able to actually walk through things, with like a whole hand holding situation. I will say, I think one of the most valuable things going through the process of building my Airbnb was when you do Loom videos and you actually show real-time examples of your listings and you show me, exactly what you're talking about, but visually, because I'm a visual guy. So when you talk about it, I get it a little bit, but when you show me, it's like, okay, I understand perfectly. It's very, very clear. So those little 1, 2 minute Loom videos that you send through that process, specifically around the design front, are phenomenal and have been extremely helpful. Um, I did say earlier that this was easy. The process you guys lined out as an executable process is for sure easy, but I don't want anyone to, think that what I did was easy. It was definitely grueling work from the time that I landed the property or even closing on the property. But really, once I closed on it to the point of going live, it was not easy, but with your guys' help, I was able to do a mountain's worth of work, a lot easier, right? And I went live in 8 weeks. So, first month fully covered by the seller. And then I paid 1 month worth of mortgage and bills, and I went live. So my costs in, besides, the reno and the, everything towards the budget you guys outlined, I had 1 month of additional expenses. But I think on my next property, I could easily do this in 4 to 6 weeks without a question.
Yeah. Yeah, certainly the second one will feel 10 times easier than the first. So yeah, man, but yeah, appreciate all that feedback there. I guess yeah, last question I would have is what would you recommend to someone who might be on the fence about teaming up with us and, doing their first deal together?
I'm going to say something a little crazy, maybe, but your fee is covered in just your your item list that you provide for someone to go and buy stuff. I would not have bought mattresses that were less than $800. And I had 7 beds. That's $5,600. You gave me beds that are $220 and are extremely comfortable. So right there, I saved what, $600 a bed times seven. I just saved $4,200. You paid for almost the whole cost just in saving me money on beds. And then all of the additional support that you guys have provided. I mean, you picked my property for me. I wouldn't have even found this property. So you guys have gone above and beyond in every way. Um, from Adrian and helping find properties to you, guiding through the process, providing basically, action items in order for me to just go out and have executables. It's been a phenomenal experience. And I said, I'm here as a student right now, and you guys have been amazing teachers and amazing coaches, and I've appreciated every moment. It's been great.
Awesome, Joshua. This is really cool. Super pumped for you and the future success of this property. You certainly have a good one, and appreciate you jumping on this call.
No problem. I appreciate you guys and all of the work that you guys have done to help me make this possible. It's exciting.
Happy to help. We're excited for you.
Great.